Hey guys, Caleb Canner here with Aero Ag. Wanted to come to you today and just kind of talk to you about one of our old setups. This is probably the last year we're going to be using this, so I wanted to take the time to be able to explain to you that I think there's a big misconception in this industry that getting into this is really expensive. There's a lot of startup costs. And I tell everyone, I got into this about as cheap as you possibly could. I already had a truck and I put about $3,000 total into my whole entire setup after the drone. And so I want to talk through this because this is basically exactly what I started with. Actually, I was even cheaper my first year. I had a piece of plywood on top of my tank. So this is to the Taj Mahal compared to what I had then. But I want to just run through this real quick and kind of give you an overview of just how cheap you can actually get started with a drone setup. So we've done this on a few different trucks. This one right here is actually a 3/4 ton Chevy. This truck's run really, really well. It's 4-wheel drive, but we've also done this on half-ton trucks. I don't really recommend it because you can't fill that tote all the way up. That's just too much weight for a half-ton truck to be pulling around too much on the road. But if you're like us and you're getting hot mixes from co-ops or something like that, you can drive to the field, fill your tank, and then be able to move around from field to field right there on the farm. And that actually worked pretty well, but realize you probably are breaking that truck down over time. So a 3/4 ton or heavier is really what you're gonna wanna go with, and 4-wheel drive is pretty much essential if you're in an area like us. You'll also notice this is not a long bed truck. This is just a standard length pickup truck. And so with a standard truck, you've got to have a little more length to be able to fit the tote and the drone and generator. And so what we did is we bought these cages that allow us to keep the tailgate down, have a little more room to put the drone and the generator. And it's tight, but it all does absolutely fit in here. So obviously the drone's not in here right now, but typically the drone would sit right here. This just folds down. I've got my generator with my exhaust blowing back, so that now you can not worry about heating or melting your truck. Definitely don't know that one from experience. But throw the drone up here. We got a strap here to strap it in place, and it sits right here beside the generator. We have no problems riding down the road with that. So when it comes to plumbing and tank capacity and everything here, obviously we're running one IBC tote, which works well for us because a lot of our stuff is hot mixed already. But then our plumbing is as simple as it gets. Basically, we have one Harbor Freight 3/4 horsepower pump in there, and we have a hose reel, and we basically have an option to run that pump to the hose reel or recirculate it back into the tank, right? Recirculation is essential for some of the fungicides and things we're running because otherwise it'll settle out through the course of a day. One other thing we did add after a little bit is we actually added a clean out line. So we have a pigtail hose that can be pulled out over here where if I want to flush water through my tank, I can run it through there. And we also realized that allows us to then suck water through that clean out to flush our pump and our hose while we keep the chemical in the back of the tank. If that's something we needed to do. So that was a really cool addition that we did add and really enjoyed that. And then the last thing obviously is our pilot platform. Everyone thinks we land the drone up here. We definitely do not do that. This is really just an observation platform for our pilot to be able to stand, see over the corn, whatever it is you're spraying over. This gets you a lot of height. I mean, we're probably close to 10 feet off the ground here, and I can see out over pretty much anything from here. Shade is absolutely essential. We experimented with a few things, umbrellas, things like that, but we really found for this small type of platform, these Bimini boat top pontoon covers are absolutely awesome. It allows you to flip that up, be up here in the shade, no problem at all. So like I said, that's about as bare bones of a drone setup as you can get. I think I had about $3,000 in ours the first year that we set this up. And so if you're interested in setting up something that's minimal like this so you can get running without putting in a ton of money, we'd love to talk through it with you. We sell drone trailers, we sell setups, but we also are more than happy to help you figure out how to build your own setup at a lower cost to get it started in this business. And so give us a call, Aero Ag, check us out on Facebook, check out our website, aeroag.us.